All hell broke loose in the United Kingdom Parliament yesterday as the opposition party pressed Prime Minister Keir Starmer and his government about Lord Mandelson, Peter Mandelson, one of Jeffrey Epstein's closest friends, who was all throughout these files. He was in his underwear and photos with girls, engaged in some of the most disgusting communications with Epstein and likely some of the most grotesque behavior. And it turned out that the government under Prime Minister Keir Starmer, when they were vetting Mandelson, who became the UK ambassador to the United States, the vetting showed these relationships with Epstein. And apparently Mandelson said, what you're hearing is overblown, and I didn't really have these extensive relationships. And the government brought in Mandelson and kept him as a lord, kept him, in these positions, kept him as appointed him as the ambassador, and now this is like toppling the government in the UK right now. Prime Minister Keir Starmer did his best to try to defend the fact that he appointed Peter Mandelson to be UK ambassador to the United States. But unlike in the United States, where this Trump cabal just says whatever, we don't care, we're just going to ignore the fact that Donald Trump appeared 38,000 times. In the United Kingdom, it's a big deal to have affiliations with the world's biggest pedo in Jeffrey Epstein. And so we're seeing the domino effects of the Epstein files in every other country other than in the United States government under the Trump regime, where they just deny that Donald Trump appears 38,000 times and Trump's at the center of the cabal. This is a very difficult time for Prime Minister Keir Starmer to try to survive this. Let me just show you what went down, and you'll see the opposition in Parliament. This is very, the Parliament in general in the UK, it's very combative. It's very in your face. You have to stand up there and justify yourself, on the floor of Parliament. But I just want to share with you, the types of questioning that Keir Starmer was given by the opposition. Let's watch this first clip right here.
It absolutely beggars belief. And if we want to clean up politics, then this sort of thing should not be being allowed to happen. Politics is a difficult place, we know that, but this was down to judgment. Yeah. It was down to the judgment of one person, or was it the judgment of others around that person? So I urge the honourable and right honourable members on the Labour benches opposite, do the right thing this evening. Stand up for democracy, stand up for Parliament, and stand up for decency.
Alicia Kearns. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Liberation Day. That is how Mandelson described the day of Epstein's release for prison for procuring children to be trafficked and raped. Mandelson's name